Welcome back, everyone. We're the next day now. So bring you up to speed a little bit. Last night I finished the complete stage 1 of paint correction on the entire truck. So I spent a good bit of time. I was out here pretty late doing it. I would say a good few hours. It was probably 5 or 6 hours that I spent doing that. But the results are looking really good so far. And so today is step 2 of paint correction, which is going to be my finishing polish. And I'm using Sonax Perfect Finish. I'll bring that in. There you go, Sonax Perfect Finish. This stuff is probably about the best that I've used so far. It leaves a really good gloss. It doesn't have much cut to it, and it's not dusty at all. So I've got my 2 machines that I use for round 1. It's the Griot's G9 and the Adams Swirl Killer Pro, SK Pro Mini. I think this one's the Mini, because they have a micro, which I have, which is the 1-inch. This is the Mini, which is the 3-inch. Then the regular SK Pro, which is the 5-inch backing plate. And again, to bring you up to speed, I had an SK Pro that I bought, the 5-inch Adams, and I returned it, and I kept this Griot's G9 because it was $100 less and it was really light and balanced. But after using this for the entire truck yesterday, I realized this thing just lacks a little bit of power that I need, so I ordered the SK Pro again to really give it a chance. I had only tried it on 1 panel, like I had mentioned. Plus, the cord for the SK Pros is much longer. I think the cord for the Griot's, it might only be like 6 foot or so, 6 to 10 feet at the most. It's not very much. But you got a 25-foot cord on the SK Pro, and I can interchange them between both this one, the Mini, and the regular Pro. So that's what I'm using today. Again, I have these Rag Company, I can't remember, again, they're 300 or 365 GSM, but they're pretty low pile, if you can see. Pretty low pile, but they remove the coating really easily. Not the coating, but the polish. And they leave no lint, which is my favorite thing about them. So I tend to use them often. It's kind of my go-to towel for most things. Scan Grip Light, which has been awesome. This one. And this is another Scan Grip Light that I use. I forgot the model of it. This one you twist and comes on, but it's really heavy duty and it's super bright, especially for some darker areas, kind of on the bottom or in the front that I've been using. So, all right, I'm gonna get my cords plugged in and we'll get to the first panel on the Perfect Finish. Okay, so I brought in the camera close to the bed of the truck here. I'm gonna do a panel for you, and I kind of brought it in close, hopefully you can see. What I didn't show is, so on the Griot's G9s, I put a 5-inch foam pad on here. Now this foam pad is definitely softer if I push on it versus the one I used yesterday, more for cutting with the Jescar correction compound. So this one is more of a finishing pad, and I've got a few of these that I'm gonna use. I think I used maybe like 4 pads for the truck on the correction part, so I'll probably need about 4 for the finishing part. And same thing with the Adams SK Mini. I have a soft pad. I get them off Amazon. I'm not really particular on which pads I like better or worse. So again, the Sonax Perfect Finish. And what I'm going to do first is prime and butter up my my pad. So let me just get a little bit on there. Just kind of put it wherever so you can see that. I'm just going to kind of rub it all over. And I put a glove on because this stuff again just kind of dries out my hands so much. Okay, so now I'm going to go with my 4 pea-sized spots. Okay. And I'm gonna start on a lower speed, again, like a speed of 3, just to spread it around. Put the cord over my shoulder. And then I'll work it in with a little bit higher speed. Get it started. Crank it up a little bit. Let me put that aside. And I always kind of have 2 towels in my hand so I can kind of wipe off the residue first and then just finish it off. But this stuff wipes off so much easier than the Jess car. And it is like slick, glossy. So you can even see my reflection through there, and this is on just a medium shade of gray paint. But it looks awesome. So if you have a light, you can check and see, and everything looks perfect. If I look at the reflection of the light itself, and you can't see that in the camera, it's as tight, and it looks like I'm looking directly into the light. So that's kind of a little tip. You know, if the reflection of the light looked blurry or not tight and perfect, then you would know if you got some more correcting to do. But I already done that on my first pass with the correction compound. So looks great. All right, let me zoom out here. So I can continue. Again, it's just about taking your time. Just take your time. Low speed to start so you don't splatter around. That's just my rule of thumb. And I kind of rub it just a little bit all over first. You really want to make sure the pad is staying flat against the surface so you're getting some good rotation. And again, on this polisher, it has little red Griot's logos on the backing plate, so you would know if it's stalled. Now the Adams backing plate is white, and I'll have to show you that later, but what I do there is I take a Sharpie and I put a little black line on the edge of the backing plate. So if it ever stops moving where I can see that line while polishing, I know I'm stalled. I don't know if you can see there, it's stalled. Now it's moving, stalled, moving. I don't know if you can catch that on the camera. Crank it up. Yeah, it's awesome just how easy this stuff wipes away. Almost leaves not a squeaky finish, but close to it. And sometimes you might see just slight bits of residue left, and that's okay. You know, if I end up missing any little bit of residue, just because you made a mistake or you happen to miss it or something, so you're going to come back with the panel wipe and before you ceramic coat, so it'll clear up all of that. This looks perfect. That looks perfect. Just a little bit of, some of the residue again is from the tape that it comes with, which is why you're rubbing that little glue. Just kind of comes off. And maybe it's just that blue tape is what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna make my way around the truck with the perfect finish. Just doing every piece of it. I'll probably come back and film some more when I switch to the 3-inch Atom SK Mini. And I'll do some sections there and some other things like the piano black and show you that, which might be a little easier to see on camera than the gray paint. But I appreciate you sticking with me so far. Let's continue. Let's get this thing done. The plan is, so hopefully today I could at least finish the perfect finish, get it panel wiped and prepped. Maybe have enough time to do the first coat of ceramic today. I'm not positive yet on that. We'll see what we can get to. I would like to finish this over the next 2 or 3 days. That'd be awesome. But so for now, let's just get to this this last step of paint correction. All right, guys. So back with an update for you. So I have pretty much, not quite all the way, but almost all the way completed stage 2 of paint correction with Sonax Perfect Finish. I still just have a little bit left that I'm going to show you. I mean, I've done the roof, hood, doors, front grille, everything. I just need to do this piano black trim right here. So I was going to show you that, and then I can pull the tape off. And I just need to do the bottom portion of the doors that I left for the SK Mini right here, which, yeah, I'm still rather use this machine than the griots. After that, we could be ready for prepping. What I'll probably do is wipe the windows down, all the glass, because it's dusty, just from all the polish. And then I'm going to do complete isopropyl alcohol wipe with probably Adam's Surface Prep. I have some Geon Prep as well. But let me get this a little closer for you guys to see. Okay, so I got all the big swirls out earlier, and I don't need much of the solution. I'm just putting 2 little dots. But it's hazy right now and still dusty, so I'm gonna hit it with like a medium speed 3. I don't need something super high speed, and just work it slowly. And oh, this is what I wanted to show you from earlier. See that black line? That's what I put with the Sharpie. So as it's spinning, if you notice that line not moving, well, that's when you know that it's bogged down and it's stalling. So you need to make sure that's always moving. First, I'm just going to spread it around. Now let's just let it work. So look, not a lot of pressure. Just letting that pad work and slight movement. Get them on medium speed. I don't need to do a very high speed. That should be good. Now what I found on the other side, but I had blue masking tape or painter's tape. This green one's better, but man, that glue residue was rubbing all over, driving me crazy on this, including on the chrome mirrors. So, I mean, I could always just peel it first. If I just wanted to peel this portion first, just to get it out of the way. And I see just a little strip of polish there. All right, so I'm just moving my towel, so I'm just gonna rub it just lightly, because this stuff scratches so easy. Just a quick motion, but light pressure. See, I already see some of that glue kind of. Oh, it's much better though. And that looks beautiful. That's perfect. Hopefully ceramic coating will keep that in good shape. But I could tell, I know you might not be able to, I could tell a big difference from the hazy side that I did already to the perfect finish side. It looks perfect. That's great. Now I'm probably still gonna get some dust on this side as I do this side. So I'm just gonna put a little polish, and I may have to wipe that side again. Okay, let's get this started again. I can see the edge of that pad moving, so I kind of use it as a guide. I maybe could have just used Perfect Finish and not done the Just Call in here, but it didn't hurt anything. This is just finishing it up nicely. All right, that's all working well. All right. And yeah, I might just peel this off again on this side. And down here on the front. Man, this looks so good. I think my buddy who's this truck is for, I think he's gonna be super happy once this thing's all done. That looks beautiful. That's perfect. So very easy to do if you just take your time, and you'll get some really great results. You know, having good products helps for sure. So I'm gonna move the camera down low, and I'll take some film of me doing the bottom panel. I'm just trying to get the best camera angle here for you guys, just to where I'm not going to block it and you can see. So this bottom portion, so this has some, you can call it bends, I guess, in the paint or in the body work, these angles. So I didn't want to use my large pad to get that. So that's why I'd rather do this bottom section with the 3-inch pad than the big flat door I did with the large pad. So this is just more like a kind of a medium fine tuning machine that I can get closer. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm starting on a medium speed. I'm not going to get too much speed. I don't need too much. Spreading it all around first. So I might kick it up to 4. It goes from 1 to 6. Let's do that. Nice slow pass. Lower it a little bit. Just helps me get some better control sometimes. Sometimes you put it too fast, then your pad is bending all over the place. Your polish starts flying all over the place. All right. I've done that section. Grab my towel. You can see there's very little dust. I mean, it does dust some because on the windshield and all, I do have some dust just from flying all over, but man, for a finishing polish, this just cleans up so nicely. You know, the Adams finishing polish, I used it on my first M3, and the dust is everywhere. It stains your plastic trim so bad. Now, hopefully you can see some good reflection all in there, because this just looks perfect. All right. Okay, so I'm going to finish up down here. I only just have a little bit more to do, and then we'll get set up for surface prep. And ceramic coating is going to be the next step, so I'm excited to get there. It's looking good. So stay tuned.